Three, two, one.
Depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. It also called major depressive disorder or clinical depression. It affects how you feel, think, behave, and it can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems. You may have trouble doing normal day-to-day activities, and sometimes you may feel as if life isn't worth living. According to the 2019 Health and Mobility Survey, 2.3% of Malaysians' adult population, or half a million people, suffered from depression. The prevalence of depression has been shown to be higher in the urban population compared with the rural population. The present study investigated the prevalence of depression symptoms and the associated factors in a random sample drawn from several urban communities in Malaysia. The study also determined the association between the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic and depression symptoms, anxiety symptoms, and depression with comorbid anxiety symptoms.
We move on to the causes issue in focus. Depression is someone who has the biological vulnerability to it may result from personal conflict or disputes with colleagues. Psychosocial stresses in the workplace can be detrimental to mental health. Conflict at work, aggression, and threats from co-workers, supervisors, or customers can be considered as psychosocial stressors. For the second causes issue is major event. Even good events such as starting a new job, graduating or getting married can lead to depression. So can moving, losing a job or income, getting divorced or retiring. However, the syndrome of clinical depression is never just a normal response to stressful life events. Pandemic COVID-19 makes an impact on our country in 2020. It causes many workers, especially recent graduates, to become jobless adults. COVID-19 and this crowded work have impacted a large number of people around the country. This is the percent of anxiety and depression during COVID-19 by age. It's revealed that, on average, younger people are more vulnerable to mental health. Also, numerous institutions, including World Health Organization (WHO), recommend education campaigns targeted at the general public to improve awareness of societal crisis and more broadly of depression, and to combat the stigma associated with this illness. So guys, we move on to the purpose of the issue about the campaign. Firstly, we want to spread awareness about the depression and how to handle yourself to avoid this problem.
So this campaign will be dedicated to three groups. Firstly is jobless adult. Unemployment is consistently associated with high rates of depression amongst adults may contribute to depression because of losses in social contact and status or stress related to income loss. Secondly, workers. When you consider that full-time employees an average of 8.5 hours per day working on weekdays and 5.5 hours per day working on weekend and holidays, it comes as no surprise that many of them will experience symptoms of depression while on the job. Lastly, fresh graduates. According to therapists and posting in internet chat room by recent graduates, symptoms of post-graduation depression include an abnormal negative perspective, decreased motivation to get out of bed.
There are many employees can cope with depression, but it will have an impact on their work, such as taking longer to submit work, go to work late, and easy to quarrel with co-workers. Unfortunately, they will have a suicidal thought as a result of it. This is one of the things we are most afraid of. This is the percentage of employees or workers in Malaysia with moderate to severe symptoms of depression. The age group most affected by mental health and depression is 18 to 55 years old. Some people who are depressed may turn to alcohol or drugs, which may increase instances of reckless or abusive behavior. This is the behavior that people experiencing depression may also find themselves preoccupied with thoughts of death or hurting themselves. So, if you think you are depressed, give this a shot. You need to have enough sleep. When you are well rested, you will not only have more energy, but you may also have a more upbeat view on life and better focus. You should get more physical activity to make your mind more stronger. You need to follow a healthy diet because it is important to stay fit. And please minimize phone use and screen time to get out from your problem. You need also to learn to avoid procrastination when doing your work, and you need to try to build strong relationship with your loved one to make your life more happier.
Next, let me tell you about the things you need to do to avoid when you have a depression. Firstly, you do not practice an unhealthy lifestyle. If you practice unhealthy lifestyles such as smoking, not exercising, and eating unhealthy food, you will become ill and your depression will worsen. Okay. After that, if you can't have a negative mindset, it will make you worsen your depression and easy to think for your suicidal thought. So scary that you hear from me. Okay, we continue. Next, you can't be alone. If you being alone, you will not share your difficulties with other, which is it will make you suffering. So dangerous, right? Okay, I continue for the last part. Lastly, we can't have a lack of sleep. It is the best way to get out from your suicidal thought of your anything way negative. It will give your